All right, I'll talk about email subscribers too, just for a sec. Who here actually has the email list, by the way? All right, cool. And who here, this is going to be a fun little exercise. Who here is actually using the email list effectively? All right, so Andrew, yeah. I think just Andrew, but anyway. No, I'm just joking. There's like 5 people. I'm not using it effectively, guilty as charged. For me, I started my blog like 3 years ago, and I had a little opt-in. I was giving out a free offer, and then I was getting all these emails. But I wasn't sending out emails, and I was guilty as charged for about 2 years. And then finally, I was just like, oh, man, I have all these emails. I'm not sending them out. So I just made the decision to start my email list and send out something. And it was really beneficial. I'll show you kind of my numbers. And I'll show you the key numbers also. So first is the number of email subscribers. This is the key number. The second key number is the number of clicks. So on your email, you want people first to open. So first you want people to subscribe. Then you want people to open it. So first is the number of subscribers. Then is the open rate. After the open rate is a click-through rate. So you want them to open your email, but you also want them to click through either to your website or to your landing page or to your social media or to your video, your podcast, etc. You want them to click through. And the last important number is conversions, yes. So you could go through all that. You could have a lot of emails. You could have a lot of opens. You could have a lot of people clicking through. But the key number and where the money takes place is the whole conversion. So get them on your list. From the list, you send them out an email. In the email, you say, sign up for my public speaking course. And then they click on that. Hey, I want to learn about public speaking from Lucas. But the key thing is whether they actually push that buy button. And there's a whole psychology around that in terms of the color of the buy button, where the buy button is placed, the number of times the buy button is there, what the offer is, the relationship with the email subscriber, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not really going to go into that into much detail. This is more overview. So again, those key metrics there are total number of subscribers, total number of opens, total number of click-throughs, and total number of conversions. So I'll show you mine. Can you guys read this? Or is it a little bit hard to read at the back? I can't even read it, it's a tough read. But my open rate's like 30 something percent. And the click-through rate was like 4% or something. This was just an email I sent out last week when I launched my YVR Conferences website. All you need to do is really have a really strong email header. Like the headline is really important. Because that email headline is going to be what people click through. And then get people to click by something kind of significant, like discount or an offer, etc. So I was pretty happy with that. I sent it out to about 1,000 people, and out of those thousands, I had about 30% conversion open rate. Out of those 30 people opened, 4% clicked, and then about 5-7 people actually bought my conference from that email campaign. So that was a quick example of something I did just last week. Yes. Okay, 20 minutes left. Okay, I'm going to go through podcasts. iTunes is obviously a really important social search engine. Does anyone know the biggest search engine in the world?
Google.
Oh, there's some debate here. What do you guys think? It's Google, yeah. It's Google. But actually, because you guys said YouTube, it's also Google because Google owns YouTube. But it's actually Google first, YouTube second. Does anyone know what the third biggest search engine in the world is? iTunes, yes. Yeah, so iTunes is becoming even bigger and bigger because nowadays so many people are starting podcasts. Even the new cars, they have a podcast button. If you look at the 2015, 2016 models of a lot of the kind of a little bit of the higher end cars, they'll just have a podcast button. You push it and you'll be able to listen to your favorite podcast. And they have something called Apple CarPlay. And Google Android has equivalent of that too. So podcasts are really hot. I highly recommend them. There's a tracking software called Spreaker. There's another one called Libsyn. Are you using Libsyn?
No, we're actually we're not launching for like 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, no worries. Use Spreaker, then you'll be able to track all your Spreaker or Libsyn. So Libsyn stands for Liberated Syndication. Libsyn. Liberated Syndication is basically most of the top podcasters in the world. For those of you who follow podcasters like John Lee Dumas or Pat Flynn. These guys, they're more or less using Libsyn, and they're recommending it too. All right, moving on.
Wait, what was the Libsyn?
Libsyn and Spreaker. So the one I had screen captured. Spreaker, you can, I don't know if you can see it there, but Spreaker is a SP, like speaker with a R. So S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R, Spreaker. And then Libsyn is Libsyn, and it stands for Liberated Syndication. So those are pretty much two of the biggest podcast platforms where you can host your podcast on there. This one's free. You don't have to pay for it. Libsyn's about $20 and up a month based on your total number of downloads and a few other factors.
So is that independent of iTunes?
Yes, this is a whole different dialogue, but basically what happens there is it's hosted somewhere, and it's not hosted on iTunes, it's just hosted on an independent party such as Libsyn or Spreaker or Blog Talk Radio or there's iHeart Network, there's a few others, but it's kind of a marketing tool, iTunes. iTunes is one and there's a few others. But the goal is always to get on iTunes, but you have to do it through something like Spreaker or Libsyn. If you guys are interested in podcasting, I recommend a course. Go to YouTube and type in Podcast Answer Man. And he has an 8-part free course where you can just learn about podcasting. I watched a few of those videos and I learned how to launch my own podcast through that. Podcast Answer Man. His actual name is Cliff Ravenstock. All right, we're going to move on here. Podcast. All right. So I'm going to talk to you about a little bit of my strategy and how I build up my social media following, and hopefully you'll be able to apply it into your own businesses. So this is my Facebook strategy. These are things that really work for me. It's building up your total number of friends, because when you build up your friends, those friends are your friends. They're not your followers, right? There's a big difference when you're following someone or you're friends with someone, right? Who do you feel closer to, a friend or a follower? Friend. Yeah, absolutely. Like us, right? We're tight. We just met today, right? Tight. But we just met today, but we've been Facebook friends for a while. So I felt I already knew her. Like I was just like, oh, cool. But I was like, did we actually meet? And she's like, no. So yeah, it's just like we're already Facebook buddies. I think I was with you too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So me and Avi, like, we're from the same motherland, India, right? So we're both, descendants of the motherland, and we were Facebook friends for a while. And then when we finally met, we felt like we were long lost brothers, right? Yeah. With any platform, you don't want to be spamming, and I'll talk about kind of like how you can share on multiple platforms simultaneously too. You can do that through like platforms such as Hootsuite. I use Instagram actually. I have the Instagram app, and even like today before I was speaking, I just put the picture on Instagram. I tagged on Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Tumblr, and Foursquare, and I pushed the send button, and basically it went out to all those platforms right before I spoke. Instagram app.
How do you spell it?
Instagram. Insta, like Telegram, but kind of for the 20th century.
Yeah. Insta, right?
Insta, yeah. Insta and then Gram, yeah.